Alright guys, we're doing Polly in this lesson by Nirvana. Really love this riff. Polly wants a cracker. Maybe I did over first. Anyway, haven't worked on sing. It's hard to sing and play that one because it's so much rhythm going on the guitar. But we start off with, again, Kurt always puts this 4 in here, this add 4. If you just do an E minor or an E power chord, you know it's 2-2. You have the E, low E is open, and then 2-2 on the A, and the D string gives you an EBE. If you were to strum the whole thing, you'd have an E minor, one of the easiest chords to play on guitar. But he bars it even further, and he lays down that finger on the G string, which gives an A note in there, and we get that add 4 in there. Kind of gives a little color, a little crunch to it. Just kind of neat. Instead of just the plain, you know, power chord, we have that in there. So when you bar it with this first finger on this first chord, get the A, D, and G string barred there. Now you don't want the B and the E up here, just this low. Okay? So let's get the chords first, and then we'll look at the strumming a little bit. Alright, now I'm going off the album version. It sounds like there's an acoustic on there. If it's not an acoustic guitar, it's, you know, certainly no effects or anything on the electric. But in any event, when they played it live, a lot of times he would just do power chords and then, you know, put a little distortion on it and everything, and do it faster sometimes. But we're doing the version. I'm going off the Nevermind version. Also, the MTV Unplugged performance of it is pretty good too, if you want to check that out. So there's the first one. Okay, so let's hit the left hand. There's the first chord. The next chord we're going to do this way. It's a G chord. Now, if you want, you can just do a G chord. You know, if you want to go, if you want to do that, but that's not what's happening when he plays it. He does the G as a power chord. Okay. So do the G as a power chord here. 3, 5, 5. Okay, so we have that A or the E, add 4, and then we have the G power chord. Now the D chord, just do that regular. Okay, and you know how to do a D chord? You guys know how to do that? Okay, I won't get too involved in how to do a D chord because I expect you probably already know how to do a D, but that's how you finger it there. It's 2, 3, 2 going from the top down. 2, 3, 2, and then the A and the D are open. Is a D chord, okay? So that's D. Now the C chord, in all the videos that I've watched in the live recordings, I never see Kurt Cobain play a C chord like this. I don't know if he ever even learned how to play a C chord that way. He always does it this way. Okay? So he always does it as a A-form major bar chord here with the pointer finger on the A string on 3rd fret, and then barring with this finger, the D, G, B, and then you get, make sure you don't get the low E in there. This finger's muting the low E so that we don't want it, and if you got the top E in there, it wouldn't matter. It would fit the chord, so that would be okay. But okay, so the point is 3, 5, 5, 5 on the middle strings. Okay, because I've never seen him do it this way, a C chord. He always does it this way. Alright, so here's the first chord. The E's, add 4. Okay? And then the G power chord. And then the D open string chord. Okay? And then it's funny how he fingers the D chord too. You always see him barring and doing that. I can't even do it. My fingers don't bend that way, but he plays his D chord like that. Or played it like that. Anyway. And then the C chord like that. So these voicings are important. Now, yeah, you could just go open E and then G chord, the country G chord, the way I call it. Some people play a G chord this way, and then the D and the C. But it doesn't have that same sound as a. See, that has a little more of a cool sound to it, I think, to voice the chords that way. Alright, so here we go. You got the left hand. So now I got to break this apart because I've never really dissected the strumming, but So we have, and then a chuck. The chucking is important. Chucking is whenever you are not making a note, you're just touching the strings and you make a sound. Okay? So it's something like this. You strum that first one, and then maybe 2 chucks, and then we go to the G string, and then we do 2 of those, and maybe a little more chucking, and then the D string, and then the C chord. And then I hear just just hitting the strings while they're open on the way back to do this A or E add 4. Okay, so slow motion, something like this. Alright, now we get into the, I did okay there. Try to give you a little lyric so you can hear how it fits together. Just play that riff over and over and over again, and you'll finally get it. You have to play it like a million times though, before it really feels comfortable. In the second video, we'll get to the next part.